kept my mouth shut for 25 years.
Now that you're back, I want you to go to Tulsa.
Not exactly the welcome I was expecting. What crew runs this neighborhood?
No crew up in here. We're in the middle of nowhere.
I'll protect you from the gangs.
What gangs?
Sit down!
You got a pretty good appetite for someone who was just shot at.
Tulsa King, new series streaming November 13th, exclusively on Paramount+.
Basketball season is in full swing, and that means DraftKings Sportsbook is giving fans so many ways to win big. All new customers, sign up using promo code SMOKE and bet $5 on any pregame moneyline wager. If your bet cashes, you'll receive an additional $200 in free bets. We're also back with the All the Smoke Same Game Parlay every Friday. Check the app on Friday to see our picks and ride with us. Let's get this money together. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use promo code SMOKE and receive $200 in free bets if their pregame moneyline bet hits after placing a $5 wager. That's promo code SMOKE only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
If I gotta listen to Billy Ocean and Luther Vandross,
On my own, Michael McDonald all day long. Once again, no. What up, world? It's your boy Stak 5. This week's What's Burning. My brother Matt, you know, he off doing this thing. He's a busy man, but he needed a little time off, so we're gonna let him get some rest, spend some time with his family this week. We got our other brother gonna fill in for J Mac. What's up? Jelani McCoy in the building. What's up, bro?
What it do? NASCAR 5. How we living?
How you feeling out there?
It's gloomy out west, but you know what I'm saying? Feeling good. Can't complain. No complaints. How's that out there?
Yeah, it's nice out here. The sun's shining, man. Good day to talk about basketball, so let's get straight to it.
Yes, indeed.
Let's start with Milwaukee, man. 9-0, man. Giannis is definitely continuing his reign as being the most dominant player in the league, bro. You know, Middleton still hasn't been there, and they've still been playing like a championship team. The focus he's coming with this season is like no other, bro. I think we've always talked about how dominant he's been and how he plays with that certain hunger. But it looks different this year. I think he got a lot to prove. He doesn't like how they season ended last year in the playoffs, and he's coming out playing with a vengeance. Took a game off, and they still won. What do you think about this team right now?
I think Giannis has proven a lot of us wrong. I believe on the last What's Burning, you guys finally tipped your cap to him, you know, as part of that, not the naysaying group, but, you know, it's just some veterans who had some questions about Giannis' skill set. And I think me and you had a couple conversations offhand, you know, on set about what Giannis' skill set is, but his skill set is that he plays hard. I mean, that is a real thing nowadays, considering Instagram basketball and what AAU basketball and what kids, you know, work on and practice these days throughout college. To see somebody, a throwback NBA player that's continuing to expand his game as well as paid odes to the past, I think is a big deal.
Yeah, averaging 33, 13, and 6 right now. Drew Holiday averaging 26 and 8. They definitely balling. Let's slide over to the West Coast. Phoenix Suns, 7-2 right now. Everybody be talking about Phoenix, you know, championship team, the way they've been playing the last couple of years, Devin Booker, Chris Paul. They finally got the Aiden situation settled, but they still haven't won that championship yet. They came up short. The way they starting off now, it's the way they start off every year. They always start off hot. You know what I'm saying? They're always a great regular season team. So I'm not really surprised that they're getting off to a great start. The question is, can they sustain it and win those big games to win that championship? You know what I mean? So CP can't have a championship before he walk away. So, you know what I'm saying? So Devin Booker can erase all these doubts when they saying he's a superstar, but he can't win the big games. What do you think about this team?
I mean, I think the Suns are the Suns right now. I know CP3 is coming out to a veteran start, you know, taking his time. I think he had like a dime and a dime. So I think CP3 is going to, you know, slowly build himself, work himself into shape, get himself ready, you know, before the All-Star break and make a playoff run. But I just don't see enough. We need to see some more scoring. Cam Johnson has done an excellent job filling in for Jay Crowder, absorbing those minutes and responsibilities defensively. But he's also had an injury, and we're waiting to see the significance of that injury and how that's going to affect this team moving forward. Again, we're already seeing that they're lacking some point production, and one of the guys who's filled the missing void, so to speak, could possibly have went down with a significant injury. Hopefully it's not. We always pray that the injuries aren't as significant and serious. Maybe he's out a few weeks, but if he's out an extended period of time, I think that's going to affect the way the Suns, come back closer to the crowd even earlier on in the season. So I just need to see more scoring and playmaking. I know they work well defensively and offensively they work well together as a team. I see D-Book is at a 27-point clip right now. He needs to be trending towards the 30 and 32s that some of these other young scorers are doing. So I don't think 27 and 4 and 5, but what is D-Book? Yeah, D-Book's at 27, 4 and 5. I think for them to have some success, he's going to have to, because right now CP's at 10 and 10. So there's a point in play. I know he's doing more playmaking. Aiden's doing a good job. I'd like to see his point production increase to somewhere around 18 and 19 points, and D-Book's point production increase a couple more points. Then I would have a little bit more confidence in what the Suns can bring to the table. As of right now, they have some winning habits. They're used to being at the front of the league this time during the year. They have some young pieces and they play well defensively. So I think they're getting off to a good start, but I'm not all the way in on the Phoenix Suns are going to run away with the West quite yet. How do you feel?
Yeah, and we talk about Booker need to help their team with the scoring being down. You got like 8 of the top players in the league, all in the 30s. So you're right, Booker needs to get in that 30 range if you want this team to continue to have the success they need to. Absolutely.
Premium on buckets.
Next up on status check, Warriors, man. They done lost 5 in a row, bro. Defense is looking terrible. I don't know if everything that's went on at training camp has got this team not on the same page, or they have that. They're still in a parade field where they haven't shook off winning the championship yet. Who knows? But one thing I do know is I'm not worried. I know this team is going to get it together and going to figure it out when it comes to nut-cutting time at the end of the season. And it's time to win the championship. It's time to win playoff games. It's time to put ourselves in a great position going to the playoffs. I know this team is going to be focused. I'm not worried about what's going on right now. But like Steve Kerr said, he's given it enough time to see if certain rotation is going to work. It's time to switch some things up. It's better sooner than later. And I know, with the experience they have, with the players they have, even with Steph averaging 31, 7, and 7 right now, and Klay not playing back-to-backs, I know they're going to figure it out.
Well, yeah, you play with championship teams, and, Steve Kerr is from that Popovich and, Phil Jackson lineage. I know, when you're playing for championships every single season, Phil wouldn't necessarily concede the regular season, but he wouldn't mind getting certain playoff spots. When you get to this part of your legacy run and you're playing for championships every year, you really look for favorable matchups in the playoffs. So I think right now you hit it. You said it right on right off top is that they got time. They got some young pieces they need to bring together. They need to get Klay Thompson together. We don't know what Klay Thompson is a season with Klay Thompson not playing back-to-back looks like. And then he goes into a playoff run, he's going to get significant rest, but I still would like to see him play some of the back-to-backs or him wouldn't be on a pitch count all season. The young players are going to have to figure it out. I know Draymond is not the Draymond we've seen, but he's still going to be the Draymond at the end of the year. So it's really about how the Warriors structure their first end of the season. I've seen Phil Jackson do it while resting talent, while resting a Shaquille O'Neal, while keeping an eye on Kobe Bryant's minutes, while bringing some. That's when you see the Devin Georges and the other people on the bench of the Bulls and the Lakers teams and the San Antonio teams that you can speak to. That's why they get their minutes. Kawhi Leonard emerges during the regular season as he absorbs some of the minutes that are left behind from some of the veterans. So it's up to that staff, and we have confidence in that staff. We know that staff is overqualified. Kenny Atkins, Steve Kerr, not to mention some of the other assistants. I don't want to leave out names, but those are the first two to come to mind. But it's up to that staff, and those young players got to buy in on a championship team and figure out their identity and how to bridge these veterans in order to get, to a proper seeding in the playoffs, because I'm sure they want home court advantage.
Yeah, this is not the team that's coming in looking to break records. This team is coming in to stay healthy, do what they got to do, and win another championship. And you're right, the approach is different. The approach is different from the first championship. The approach is different from the second championship. The approach is different from them being 5 years in to 10 years in. So, and the coach understands that because not too many teams have 3 core players that's been there from day one, that's won the championships together, that's had the experience together. So they're in a different situation right now, and I think Steve Kerr knows what he's doing.
I do too. I'm gonna ride with Steve and the Warriors on this one. And Bob, the front office, and that's the front office is not scared to make a move either. We've seen, even if that team doesn't work out, they can bring in a veteran piece or somebody that's, sitting at home to shore up a lot of their, because the young fella still hasn't shown us what he shows a promise in the preseason, but we know how the preseason is. Their preseason minutes are different than the regular season. So I'd like to see how Wiseman holds up. But there's some guys at home that might be able to help the Warriors. And with that front office willing to make moves, go over the luxury tax, all in on winning now, I don't see them afraid to make some moves and use some of those young pieces in order to keep this championship window open.
Yep. Next up, Money Talks about Money Lion. Jelani, let's talk about making money while you're young, man, and being able to control your money, man, and just being money savvy. They got the NIL stuff going on now where you can make money in college now at a young age, millions at a young age. I know when I was coming out of high school, I knew I had a chance to go to the NBA, but I wasn't as money educated as I am now. Being able to play 14 years in the league, being able to blow money, and being able to make enough where I'm able to fuck some off, but able to still catch myself at enough time to be able to save some and have a good life for me and my family. It was a lot of ups and downs in that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Those learning situations were really hard sometimes because you don't know if you're gonna bounce back from them. And these kids today, it's a gift and a curse because they get these money, they be able to get all this money younger. You know what I'm saying? But are they getting the education? Yeah, educating yourself about money is talked about more than ever now, especially on social media and all over places. Everybody's talking about how to save money, how to make money, all this stuff now, which is great. But how many people are really, catching on to it? How many people are really taking heed to it? You know what I'm saying? It was hard for us as athletes, especially coming from the areas we come from. We come from shit to sugar. So from having nothing to having all this money, you want to take care of everybody. You want to make sure everybody happy. You want to get everything you want. You want to do everything, and that shit is not real. I'm going to be the first to say that shit is not real because, one, everybody's not meant to benefit off your blessing, and two, it's just not possible to make everybody happy. You know what I'm saying? It's just not possible. And there's a lot of those mistakes I made that I'm comfortable with talking about because, God woke me up in enough time not to fuck it all off. But talk about what you think, Jelani, about youngsters being able to get this NIL money and make this money young, and so many people talking about education and finance, stuff like that, but are guys really taking heed to it?
I think they should, Stak. It's cool right now to talk about finances, you know what I mean, amongst the younger demographic, amongst our people, a lot of people, the black, brown communities, you know what I mean? It's cool to talk about finance right now. It's cool to save money and invest money. Yeah, you still want to take care of your family and your loved ones, but there is a responsible way to do that we didn't know back then. Right then, it was just a shell out. I didn't have an opportunity to make the Stak Jack bag, but I did. I made some NBA money. And luckily, you know what I mean, I was financially somewhat literate because that was something that was pressed on me when I was younger. My dad was an executive at Dell. And then my parents got divorced. And like you said, I went from upper middle class to shit. You know what I mean? In the Southeast San Diego, in East Oakland, some of the worst, environments a young black male could be in. But, you know what I mean? I always kept in mind that when I did get some money, I wanted to put some away so that I didn't have, opportunity to go back to some of the neighborhoods that I really didn't want to fuck with. Because, although I love my people, the shit wasn't cool. But that being said, there's some tools out there. Like you said, there's podcasts, you know what I mean? We got some pretty, Earn Your Leisures out there. There's YouTube pages like, the podcast you guys just went to. And it's not really a black, brown, white thing. It's a green thing. You know what I mean? If you're able to come into some money, you want to be able to capitalize and take care of some of these resources out there like Money Lion, and, podcast and, other things that are out there, resources, tools, this shit is on your phone nowadays. we didn't have, phones back in the day, but now since they do have phones with them all the day, everybody got a little time during the day to learn through something, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. So now that they have these type of platforms, I see a money line out there during the G League, the G Ignite game, you know what I mean, when they played this past weekend. So they're out there, things out there in the spaces for these young fellas that they can use. You just have to take your time, you know what I mean, to heed the advice of your OGs and try to use it.
And I think it's imperative that the youngsters look at it as a blessing too, because you're able to start changing the demographic of your family at a younger age now.
Yeah.
So when you got people, as you speak on Earn Your Leisure, shout out to Earn Your Leisure and 19 Keys, giving the game the proper way, financial literacy, you got to take advantage of that. And then, like I said, you got to look at it as a blessing to be able to be that young and to make money, you know what I'm saying, that much money and able to change the demographic of your family at a young age. Start being wise now. Don't wait till like we did to make so many hiccups and be 6 years in the league to figure out, okay, hold up, I'm not doing this right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We made a lot of mistakes. And you have people out there to teach you to not make those mistakes, you know what I'm saying, the same we made. So pay attention now and get that money.
Hey, get that money. And to that note, Jack, we knew a lot of homies that, played JC and played ball and low-key was pushing Pac on the side at JC to play basketball so that they could have, some clothes and some food, some groceries in order to play basketball. So a lot of people made sacrifices, like you said, learn from some of the dumb shit we did. Some of the homies did. Some of the homies that couldn't make it because of their circumstances. So, take advantage and, don't be scared to lean on other people's mistakes. It sounds like a shitty thing, but, looking back in hindsight, I'm glad that you made your mistakes and I made my mistakes so that we can, give that voice back to the young people and actually have something to talk to that's tangible because we actually been through the shit.
Bet, Jelani. So that was Money Talks by Moneyline. Next up on the radar, presented to you by DraftKings. 2023 Most Improved. That's a lot of young players that's up their game so far at the beginning of the season. We'll look at the odds to win Most Improved. We got Tyrese Maxey at plus 250. We got Lauri Markkanen at plus 500. He's getting off to a good start. Tyrese Halliburton at plus 750. You got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, one of my favorite players, at 750. Desmond Bane, he's been playing well the last 2 years at plus 1,200. And a couple more guys. Who you think is close to pulling this award off, man? I know it's early, but a lot of guys getting off to a good start, J-Mac.
Ooh, I know it is early, but, Lauri Markkanen, is off to a great start. Who would have thought that? But I think Tyrese Maxey is going to get the most opportunity. The way the lineup is with Philly right now, the way he has the ball in his hands and control over the offense and the confidence with Doc Rivers, I see his volume. Aside of Shai and Tyrese, he keeps getting better. He would be my dark horse because he keeps getting better. He plays winning basketball and gets his teammates involved. He's shooting a lot better. But I would say Tyrese Maxey just because of the volume that he has right now. James is in and out of the lineup, so there's shots and assists and playmaking opportunities open across the board. Who knows what Joel will be in and out of the lineup. So he's just going to have so much volume to work with that I think, some of these other names. Desmond Bane has been balling, but like you say, he's got Ja and a couple other pieces on that team. But I'm going to stay with Tyrese Maxey just because of the sheer volume of minutes and opportunity he's going to have.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. James is even down now. And he's been the best player even when James been on the court. But with James being now, you're right, gives him more shots, more of an opportunity to lead that team. And even the big plays, a lot of going down the stretch. I've been watching those games. Maxey get the ball a lot. So I definitely think he got a great chance of pulling this award off. Like I said, with James being in and out the lineup, he definitely got the best chance to have the highest average.
Go get it. Still early and know it's got a lot of movement to happen. A lot of names on that pitch. So I'm happy to see Bo balling on the low, but I don't know what that looks like, over the course of 82 games. But shout out Bo, man. Went away for a minute, come back, reinvented himself, and now he's on the top part of that most improved list. So good to see it, young fellas. Improve your game.
Yes, sir. Drake, one of the GOATs. Then dropped the album with 21 Savage, man. Her Loss. I heard a couple. I heard a couple tracks off of it, man. A lot of controversial stuff going on with the lyrics that people saying. I'm a Drake fan. What do you think about the album so far? Have you had a chance to listen to it?
You know I have. You know what I mean? I'm a Drake fan. 21 is really the only person I tolerate talking about stepping and, you know, doing all the other. he's the only one I tolerate with the step talk because there's something comical in the way 21's whole, you know what I mean?
He's the new age Project Pat. He raps just like Project Pat.
Yeah, it's a little funny. It's some messy. You do got the Project P flow. Yeah. But you know, he's a London bloke as well, and they do a great job at imitating the brothers on the East Side in the United States for whatever reason. But you know, I like it. Like I said, 21's my guy. We all love Drake. He's continuing. I like people at the top of their game to be experimenting with the sound. He did the Honestly Nevermind. Now he's doing another collab with, you know what I mean, 21. Who's a better person? You know, 21 be killing features, so who's a better person to do an album with? But I like all them ones. I like Twisted Little Twin, my treacherous little twin. I like the first song, you know what I mean? 1 through 4 or 5 is pretty much dope. And that the bottom end, what is that, 3 a.m., whatever 21's solo song is. He snapped on that. So it's messy. Who don't like messy? Drake and 21 do, you know, messy pretty much the best. And they talking they shit and they own all their masters and they getting their money. So, I mean, I like it. I'm here for her loss. It is her loss.
Yeah, you're right. It is her loss. And anytime you can get two of the best artists to collab like that, we need to see more of that. Instead of artists beefing and going at each other, we need to see more collabs and stuff like that, and showing more ownership. You know what I'm saying? But they both got their situations and all that. But these guys are doing a great job in the business world, also. So,
and the rollout was dope.
Yeah, the rollout was crazy.
Dope. The fake ass Tiny Dirk and Howard Stern and interviews and everything. That whole shit was magical, and I think they do a good job, and not only their music, but their content and everything that goes with it. So, I mean, hats off to them. They're at the top of their games, and you hit it on the head. We don't get a lot of collabs. They've been one-offs. You know, he did do this with Future. We thought we was going to get a whole bunch of What a Time to Be Alive. We only got one, so I'm just happy to see this collab. And I'm just happy to see this collab in the midst of, you know, the hip-hop madness come out. It's a little bit of light going on. We need it.
Yeah. Facts. Rest in peace to the brother Takeoff.
Man. Every day, some Takeoff on the playlist every day for sure.
Also, man, we want to send shouts out to our little brother, won the NXS championships, Ty Gibbs. But also, we want to send our condolences and love to the family. He also lost his father Sunday morning. That's why he couldn't race. And I've been in contact with him since we met at NASCAR in Vegas. And, man, what a solid kid, man. You know, we kind of bond a little bit. Not only he sees my passion and want to learn about NASCAR, but he's a sneakerhead as well, man. A good young kid, going to have a lot of success in NASCAR. I'm sending my love and condolences to you and your family, man, but also congratulations. Don't forget to celebrate on winning the NXS championship. Yeah,
shout out to Ty. I was there doing NASCAR with you. He had big energy, you know what I mean? Not big in stature, especially around a bunch of NBA players, but, you know, he moved well. His energy was great. He seemed hyper-focused, you know. Obviously, congratulations on the championship, but more importantly, from the Showtime basketball family, you know what I mean, condolences. And, you know, when you do find time to celebrate, you know, we'd like to be there for you. I know you'd like to be there. That's Stak. You know, you guys have formed a bond through the whole NASCAR experience. So shout out to Ty Gibbs, you know, and obviously condolences to the family from the Showtime family.
Yeah, it's been a tough week, bro, because I've had a chance to hang around Takeoff. You know what I'm saying? I've been around him a couple times. I even drove on the north side one night just to hang out with him at a little bar in their neighborhood. But when you say it happened to the wrong person, bro, it happened to the wrong person. That's all I want to say, man. The coolest dude on earth, man. I just hate to see that happen to take off. I had to send him some love, bro, because me and you talk about him a lot. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the Migos a lot before this happened.
We do duos.
We do duos, yeah. For real. Performing their music, man. So we feel the same hurt. So, man, just, Ty Gibbs family, Quavo and the Migos family, man, we send a lot of love to y'all, man, because we are fans of all y'all, man, and we want to send y'all our support as well.
One more thing on that note, Stak, just like I said earlier, 21's the really only person I tolerate stepping. You know what I mean? They're talking about stepping, just like, Push is the only person and Jeezy the only ones I want to hear talk about, selling dope or running packs, so to speak. I know there's been a lot of, talk in the community. Are we doing ourselves a disservice still paying attention and buying and streaming this version of the art? You know what I mean? And you touched on it. You said you got to be responsible and intelligent enough to know that this is entertainment and a form of art. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on where do we go as hip hop heads right now, knowing that we do listen to that bullshit sometimes. And that shit do get us charged up and ready to do productive shit. Some of us do productive shit after listening to violent shit. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they're not going to stop making rated R action movies that show, graphic shit. Are we going to ask people to stop going to violent movies too? Where are we in violence and hip hop? And do we owe a bigger responsibility to the younger generation to not listen to this much graphic art as much? I want to hear your take as somebody who played in the NBA, been through specifically what you've been through, and had an opportunity to, stream, sell 1 million albums. Where do we go from here?
That's a good question, bro. It's a slippery slope because you see so many young black men able to change like their lives, their families' lives. You know what I mean? Not all do it in a positive way, but you're seeing more young black millionaires than ever because of music, because of hip hop. And this goes back to some of the things that other people say. If you know that the money you're giving them are causing them to continue to kill each other and buy more drugs and do this in the hood, then why are you giving it to them? You know what I'm saying? And that is a point. That is a point. But I think it's on us. It's on us. I mean, I would rather somebody give me an opportunity to change my family's life and make the right decisions than blame them for giving the money and me go making the wrong decisions. You see what I'm saying? I would rather have that opportunity, because what people don't understand, a lot of the problems in our neighborhoods in the ghetto is that we lack opportunity. You know what I'm saying? We don't get a chance to see different shit. So for me, I thank God that I'm able to listen to the music and come from it, but also understand that that's not real life. That's not the way to live. That's not happiness, right? But also I understand that it's so many of our youngsters listening to it, J-Mac, that it is causing problems. Everybody's not smart enough to just listen to it and let it go. A lot of people are starting to live it. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like they have to live it for people to believe their music. And that's the sad part of it, man. So for me, I love to see the millionaires, but if stopping the music and stop supporting the music is saving lives, I gotta be on that side of it. I hate to say that because I love to see these youngsters making money and I won't want to take no money out of their pocket. But if I have to go on the side of saving lives, I gotta go on the side of stopping the music.
If you ain't never lied, if I gotta listen to Billy Ocean and Luther Vandross for the, for the rest of the time around the babies, then you know what I mean. So
on my own, Michael McDonald all day long. Once again, no. Come on, man. We'll do that if we have to.
All right, man. We'll do cover albums. They can, shout us out. We'll do it at the live shows. Whatever they need, you know what I mean? I'm all for it. Michael McDonald, Phil Collins, Whitney Houston. Shout out some of the great. We need R&B back. That's what the problem is, Jack. We don't have no more R&B. When we was young, we used to slap Jodeci, R&B albums, you know what I mean? From the women. And we used to bang female artists with some slap in the back of the trunk, with the windows down, you know what I mean? R&B need to get back in shape and, you know what I mean, get their six packs, you know what I mean, back together and shit and dancing and shit, because it's their time. They up now. Hip hop was stealing a little bit of R&B shine, but, you know, calling all R&B artists, you know what I mean? It's your time now. Usher, all the dancing motherfuckers, you know what I mean? C. Beezy, you know what I mean? Whoever.
The ladies holding it down on the R&B side right now. I can't lie.
They do. They are.
Hey, they got a lot of dope female artists right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Jane Hancock, you know what I mean? Who's a little mix of R&B. Yep.
Yeah, man. They got a lot of dope ones out there that I be jamming.
Yeah, but I ain't with the, you know, I got a daughter and I ain't, you know, sometimes the Cardi B and all the other city girl stuff, you know, it just don't be working for me.
Yeah, it's for certain ages. It ain't for the youngsters.
No. What's Burning is available every week on Showtime Basketball YouTube.
And on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Peace. Y'all have a good one.
I love Montana, but I'm doing this for our family.
They will fight you dirty.
Is there any other way?
Ruin them, starting with her.
Signing this is a declaration of war.
We're already at war.
I do this for my father. I don't do this for me.
We give everything to this land. And I do mean everything.
Yellowstone 2-hour premiere event, Sunday at 8 on Paramount Network.